Most people want financial freedom and better health, but the moment they think about building a business to get there, they feel like they're pushing against an immovable door. The dread of hounding friends and family makes the entire project feel impossible. There is a biological reason for that resistance. Every person has an automatic defense mechanism, a sales alarm. The moment a listener senses a pitch or detects hype, their brain erects a neurological wall. Reciting complex charts, pushing products, or begging for favors trips this alarm. Signals bounce off, the listener pulls back, and the conversation dies. If an interaction sounds like a traditional salesperson, the listener stops processing information. You aren't being rejected because of your product. You're being rejected because the brain's alarm system is doing its job. Removing that friction means changing the signal. When you lead with curiosity rather than a pitch, you bypass the defense mechanism and let the listener decide to open the door themselves. Influence is not a matter of force. It happens when you stop trying to overcome objections and start communicating in a way that never triggers the alarm in the first place. This system replaces the need to convince people with what we call samples of truth. You provide the evidence and allow the prospect to discover the problem on their own. The balance test is a simple at-home blood test measuring the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, revealing cellular inflammation or balance. This biology becomes a concrete health score. Asking, "Do you know your health score?" shifts you from pushing products to offering a scientific benchmark. When someone sees an objective gap in their own health data, they naturally want to fill it. Curiosity becomes the driver, and they begin asking you for the solution. If you criticize a friend's diet, they get defensive. If a scientific report from an independent lab shows their cells are out of balance, they listen. The test delivers the hard truths so you don't have to. Once the data reveals a personal problem, the listener's brain demands a fix. At that point, the sale has already happened. Science did the heavy lifting. To keep that curiosity alive, the language must remain low pressure. You can disarm resistance immediately by starting with the phrase, "If you have a few minutes." Then use the short story framework. Describe a reliable problem, offer the measurable solution, and share a vision of the result. Prospects respond to these simple before and after transformations over complex medical jargon. Finally, you use the FFG closing formula. This moves the interaction toward a decision, not through pressure, but through clear leadership. Rather than forcing a high-stakes yes or no, you offer two logical paths. You ask if they'd like to start as a customer to improve their own numbers, or join as a partner to help others do the same. When you provide clear options and remove the ultimatum, the final step feels expected. It's as natural as a bus conductor holding out their hand to collect a fare from a passenger already on board. By letting the test provide the clear evidence, you move from a salesperson memorizing scripts to a catalyst. You point to the tool and share a 2-minute story, triggering a chain reaction that expands far beyond your own efforts. This creates a duplication engine. Because the system is built on simple scripts and objective tests, a new partner can repeat the process accurately on their very first day. If a business relies on one highly talented superstar to do all the convincing, the income stops the moment that individual walks away. The growth is tied to their personal effort. In this model, the system does the work. Because the process is repeatable and the science is undeniable, the network can continue to expand and generate passive income even when you step back. A system built on science remains consistent, even for someone who is busy or shy. When the tools provide the proof, your success becomes a result of the process rather than your personal sales talent. A single test and a simple story allow you to start building that blueprint right now. Contact us to see how the system works.